Well, hey, friends, welcome back to the podcast. This is the Jennifer Allwood Show. I am just back from my live mastermind event in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. It was so much fun, you guys. We had such a great time. We had an evening at Bougie the Desert, which is one of our two Airbnbs that Jason and I own, and we had like a trucker hat bar. We had permanent jewelry. We had a charcuterie island, not a charcuterie board. It was so much fun. We had 2 full days of training and learning and prayer and exhortation for all the female business owners there. And it was just absolutely amazing. And you are my first podcast episode, my first one that I'm recording since returning because I was out of pocket for a week. And so this is going to be a super fun episode. Here's what I need for you to know. So I've got lots and lots of energy because I have not recorded in a week, but you may not. Here's what I need for you to know. My guest today is Rachel Miller. And if you think that Jennifer Allwood has energy, you have seen nothing yet. Okay. Rachel Miller is one of the most energetic and smartest, fastest talking women that I know. Okay. And I've known Rachel for a long, long time in the business space. She has 6 kids, which, you think you have a lot of kids when you have 4 kids until you're talking to somebody that has 6 kids and you're like, yeah, I got nothing on you. But she has 6 kids. She's a collector of businesses. Her main focus has always been marketing and how to support small businesses who want to grow their audience and their sales organically without ads. So she's always done it without ads. I took one of Rachel's marketing courses years ago. She's had over 27,000 students. She regularly does keynote speaking. And her most recent project that we're going to talk about today is something called Page Wheel. And this is where we can learn how to market our businesses with AI, with artificial intelligence automation, and how to market your business for you so that you can focus on the things that you're best at and you really are needed at. So I am going to bring up Rachel here in just a second. I want you to try to turn off some of your stuff. Okay. Sometimes you can listen to podcasts while you multitask. This is not one of those times. If you are someone who's interested in marketing your small business, you're really going to need to dial into this conversation because, like I said, she talks quickly. And so when I'm with a fast talker, then I tend to elevate as well. She talks fast. She has some brilliant thoughts and ideas for you. You're going to want to make sure you're taking notes. And so here she is, my friend Rachel. Hello, friend. How are you?
Jennifer, it has been way too long. How are you?
Well, we went from never having known each other in real life to then we were in a mastermind together for years and years and years. So I got to see you, 3 times a year?
I know it was fun. And when we said never knew each other in real life, we were still friends with each other
Right.
online, but we didn't have a great relationship. And guys, please ignore my dogs. My teenage son wrestles with the dogs. So when he comes home, they lose their ever loving mind.
That is hilarious. My dogs are locked up because I can't trust them not to behave poorly. It's like they're kids and they know every time you're doing something important and then they try to interrupt. You know what I mean? And so if the wind would blow and my dog would howl. But so then we were in a mastermind for years and we got to see each other all the time. And then now we haven't seen each other again. And so
How have you been?
no, life is just trucking along, girl. How have you been?
No, it's been crazy. I started a whole new business, which you're
I know. Okay,
so
we have so much to talk. We have so much to talk about here. So I do want to tell you, my team was reminding me of how we even knew each other before we were in Stu's mastermind together. Okay.
When was that? How did we?
It was so long ago. So Nell, who's my director of ops, she remembers everything. She's like, well, you took her course Moolah years ago before you were ever in the mastermind with her. And she said, and then don't you remember, Jen? She helped you have something go viral. And I'm like, wait, what? She was reminding me of that Wiener Dog paper towel holder.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that was you. I completely spaced that from my mental space.
So I think she said it was in 2017. I'm telling you, she has a memory that is just insane. So she's like, in 2017, you had a viral photo of a paper towel holder. This is me, of a wiener dog. And I didn't even like dogs. We didn't even own any dogs then. And I certainly don't like wiener dogs. No offense to wiener dog owners. And it was getting a little bit of traction, but you helped me do some things that it went over 6 million people saw my post of a wiener dog and people were stealing that picture left and right. Do you remember? Yes. And then you had me do a testimonial for your program about my wiener dog paper towel holder. And it just came funny, like a 13-year-old boy joke. How many times can Jen say wiener dog in one sentence? I don't know. So here we are.
Oh my word. That's so crazy. Yeah. That was a really, really long time ago. That's crazy how long it's been.
It's been so long. So it's good to see you. And
You too.
in full disclosure, Rachel and I have like a whole list of things that we're going to talk about. But in total Rachel style, she came skidding into this meeting on two wheels, not because she's late, but because she's
I
like,
was late.
"Ooh." No, you were earlier than me. She's like, "Ooh, something just happened in the online world like 56 minutes ago."
56 minutes ago. Okay, now it's been like 100 or 1 hour and 8 minutes. But yeah.
Right. Okay, so tell everybody. And so for those of you that don't know, I just need for you to like listen on one speed because Rachel talks fast and she talks fast because she thinks fast. She thinks fast because she's a super smart person. Okay. So, so she's going to tell you what just happened like 56 minutes ago in the online space. This is so cool. Give it to us, Rachel.
Okay, so if anybody's been following me for any amount of time, and you too, Jen, you know that I geek out about algorithms. Like
Yes.
everything that we do that's like mechanical in our lives has an algorithm behind it. And a lot of you probably are algorithm geeks too, and you might not even know it. If you're one of those people who's driving down the road and you're trying to time your car with the stoplights, okay,
Yes.
you see algorithms, you understand algorithms, you're using algorithms in your daily life. So that same skill set, I took
That's
that
an
skill set.
interesting analogy, actually. I
Oh,
never would
yeah,
have thought of that
everybody does it.
because as soon as you said you're probably all interested in algorithms, I'm like, nope, not even the least. But yeah, that's true. So okay, keep
It's
going.
a game. Okay. You're trying to
It's a
get
game.
through all
Yeah.
the lights at one time instead of like getting every
Yeah.
single freaking red light.
Yes.
Okay. So, anyways, if you've played that game before and you're trying not to play that game, you're aware of algorithms and you're trying to make it happen. Okay. That's the same game that we're playing on social media.
Yes.
The difference though is Adam Mosseri is the puppet behind the screens in Facebook and Instagram, and then LinkedIn typically copies Facebook. So about 9 months later, the algorithms are sounding similar.
Yeah.
TikTok copies some of Reels, and Reels copies some of TikTok. So they're kind of similar. So my point is, this change that happened is going to trickle into all social media platforms, but it rolled out about an hour ago on Facebook and Instagram. And that algorithm change is like so important for small, tiny little businesses. And I'm guessing that your businesses, that the people that follow you, Jen, they have small businesses in their niche businesses, as in they serve a specific person and there's not a whole lot of them in their audience.
Right. Yeah. And so tell us what is the change that you just heard that was announced and how's it going to help them?
Okay. So the change is that they're now putting emphasis in the content. They're adding a whole new ranking, like metric. So they've never were really tracking this before, and they're now tracking a new small creator on niche topic. So that small creator niche topic, they said they're combining that into the same ranking. So that's one, like if you are small and niche, you get a like little lift in the news rank system. And then in addition to that, decreasing aggregate rater. Okay, I can
That's
totally
a hard word, aggregate. Okay.
Aggregators. And what aggregators are is like those people, they're frustrating as all. You talked about the Wiener Dog post and how a lot of people took your image and they uploaded it as their image. Well, that's an aggregator, a person who finds all the cool things and puts them on their site. That's an aggregator. Now, supposedly they do it with permission, but we all know that like, no,
They don't get permission.
They don't get permission. They're stealing our crap and there's nothing we can really do about it.
Right.
And so, what Facebook's new algorithm set or new metric that they're adding. So one tick is it's small page and it's niche. Now you get more reach. Next one is if it's a non-aggregated content. So my guess is that means original content is even being pushed up even further in the feed and that you're all pulling from the same source. So Facebook, I'm guessing, will figure out if it's an aggregate or if it's similar source.
Okay. So you're excited.
I'm excited. Yeah. Okay. I'm also not excited. Like part of me's crying because I do have a site that has like millions of followers. I have like 3 Facebook pages that have more than 1 million followers. So like part of me is like, oh yeah, that hurts. So that hurts. That hurts. And then I'm looking at my business that I'm actually spending time on right now, my new business, because I'm a business builder like you. We like collecting businesses. We don't do just one thing. We can't help ourselves. We have to build another one. So I built another business and that business only has like, I think 1,800 followers. So hot diggity dog, I'm going to be cleaning house over there.
Okay. So for everyone that's listening then, assuming that they don't have a page of 1 million followers, why should they get excited? Is it because basically, because so I just had my mastermind event in Scottsdale last week for the women that are in my mastermind. And we were talking about how right now it feels like double the work for almost half of the return in a lot of people's businesses. It feels like we've got to be like double down on our amount of content. It feels like the content needs to be polished and you need to have a microphone in your face and it needs to look like you're being interviewed. And so sometimes I think some of us like, well, I know for me, everything changed in terms of the way I was delivering content when the pandemic hit. Part of that was the pandemic. The other part was that my hair was falling out at the same time. If I'm in complete like honesty. So do you remember before the pandemic, Rachel, when Facebook Live was such a huge thing? Like
It was huge. We actually got paid by Facebook to be one of their first live producers.
which is amazing. I loved being live on Facebook. I was doing live videos inside of Hobby Lobby like a decade ago when Facebook Live wasn't a thing. I would talk about it on Periscope. I'd go home and I'd upload the videos that I took on my camera or my phone or whatever from Hobby Lobby. And then when Facebook Live like rolled out, I was like, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah. And I loved it. I even taught a class, like, you know, not a free class, like a paid
It was
class.
awesome. And then video went
Yes.
down and down and down. And
Video
honestly,
went
that's
down.
because of like, think of the database storage. Like
Yes.
Facebook's saying, oh, it'd be great to have live video. Well, wait a second. That's really expensive in
That's a really
volume,
great point.
like of the stream
That's-
volume, the
that's such a good
database
point.
storage, the engagement,
Yeah.
the recall, like all that infrastructure they
Yeah.
had to build. And I noticed that video content especially goes down. I don't know if you've noticed this, but around holiday weekends, you'll see it
Okay.
go down, drop. Video
Mhm.
views will drop automatically.
Okay.
And over like November 1st to December 31st. Why? Because they want to have people scrolling more quickly through the feed. They don't want them stopping and watching your video about whatever if there's no ads on that video and they can't have
Yes.
as much ad space on
Yeah.
it. So whenever
Mhm.
ads are really, really high in the like
Yeah.
the menu that Facebook has of what to produce,
Yes.
whenever ads are really high, they do depress videos in the feed. So if there's most likely in the next year, we're going to have the election and most likely like every election year, the content just gets like out of control.
It does.
So videos will most likely go down then as well.
Yeah. So that's okay. So I was right before the pandemic, I was losing my hair. So I didn't want to be on camera because,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
it's
totally
easy
understandable.
to say, oh, it's just hair until it's like your own hair and you've lost like over a half of it. And I just didn't feel like myself. Well, then the pandemic hits and the kids are home. You know, we're homeschooling as is the rest of the country. I know you've homeschooled all your life, but that was new to us. And so aren't your kids still homeschooled or are
They
they public?
were homeschooled.
Okay,
So
they're
when
now.
you were friends with, like, we were friends,
Mhm.
and then we like, and I think I stopped homeschooling while we were still friends,
Okay.
or while we were hanging out. Not that we've
Yes.
always been friends. It just
Always
we
been friends.
weren't
Yeah.
in each other's lives 4 times, 6 times a year anymore. So,
Yes.
and when we were together, we were homeschooling, and then I stopped homeschooling. We were still hanging out, but then, yeah, we haven't homeschooled since my kids were in elementary.
Okay.
And my oldest is now graduating high school.
I know,
Got
it's
2
amazing.
graduates this year.
It's a whole new world. Okay, so
know.
my favorite stage of parenting is I have figured out I love launching my children. And I don't feel bad about that at all. I feel like with Noah, I mean, I didn't cry. With Easton, I didn't cry. My husband says I'm dead inside. It's not that. It's like we get to the place where they're launching and I'm like, we've done good. They're able to leave. Like we've taught them all that we can while they're under our care. And turns out I'm really still obsessed with their father, my husband of 26 years. And I'm like, and so, you know, then I get more of his time because we have less kids here. And it's exciting to me to see like them out into the world and seeing like the fruits of our parenting labor and to see them making adult decisions. And so, yeah. Oh, girl. Yes. I know, but you
So
have
the first
so
2
many
are leaving. We have 4 more to go. So
we
we're
got 4 more to go.
good.
I know I'm like, we're at half. Okay. So yeah, so I quit doing videos then. And then what happened, and I know that you saw this too, Rachel, is when I didn't do videos regularly, several times a week, then when I would do one, I'd get like 120 people, 180 people. And I'm like, for my size audience, that it just wasn't worth it to me. Cause I'm like, want on those results. So that was a super sad time, but okay. Enough about that and the algorithm and all the things. Let's talk about your new project.
Well, it's kind of sort of limited or connected with that. So what's
Yes.
happening with the algorithms is that they're sending less and less traffic off of the platforms.
Yes.
So before, a post with a link had a chance of being seen. So
A
like
small one. Yep.
a small chance, but it was still a chance of being seen. At this point, Facebook has been clear. I can't remember where I saw the stat, but 95.6 of the content that they put into the news rank system does not have a link on it.
Yep. That is
So
a super interesting statistic.
why
I
the
didn't know what
heck
that
am I
statistic-
doing this, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
frustrating.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
it's frustrating, especially if I spent a whole month and a half building a funnel, a lead magnet, and making it beautiful and making it perfect.
Yes.
And then I post it and no one knows it's there
Right.
and it doesn't sell. And it feels
Right.
very demoralizing. And I
Yeah.
needed a solution for that. So I built
Okay.
one.
So tell me, so that's on Facebook. What about like Instagram? What about like outbound links on Instagram stories when people do a link there? Are those still getting seen any more than what Facebook is?
My guess is that it's the same algorithm, the same news rank system fuels both of them. It's
Okay.
the same creator team that makes both of them.
Right. Because they're all
Typically, they
shifting
create it
budgets.
first in Facebook and then they build it in Instagram. Then they tweak it in Instagram and they roll that back to Facebook. They build some more in Facebook. So it kind of waffles back and forth. One's going to be about 3 weeks behind the other, but they're
Okay.
pretty much the same algorithm. So I tend to treat them as exactly the same because
It's so
I don't have time for your
incestuous.
3 week tweaks.
That's the word I always think of. It's very like incestuous. It's like it's kind of the same, but it's not the same. It's very weird to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
actually, I don't know if you've noticed this. You can actually have a video that you's doing well on Instagram, and then you open up your Facebook feed and you see an Instagram video. And
yes,
you
I
can
have
be
seen
on Instagram and see a Facebook
that.
post.
Do you
So
think they're
they're
going to be
actually
exclusive?
the audiences are the same too. I prefer to open Facebook. So
Yeah.
sometimes in my Facebook feed, I'll be like, that's an Instagram. What?
Do
I
you
have
ever
to
think
go
that
over to
they will
Instagram to
combine?
comment. Are you for real?
I know. Do you think that they will comment, or do they think they'll combine? Never.
Oh, they have combined them in the back. So like whenever
Yeah,
you're
the
doing
back
ad
end totally
targeting,
combined.
they've combined the audiences in the back. So in the back end, it's the same.
Yeah,
It's
it's all
just what you see as a user is slightly different. I
yes.
don't think they ever will combine them in the front end because
Okay.
they want to attract two different demographics.
Yes.
The demographic user of Instagram is a different like behavior than the
Younger.
user of
Yeah.
Facebook. And so I think they want both because they get to attract two different audience sets.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us what is Page Wheel? I want to hear all about this. This
Okay.
new
So
project.
I know like our issue, we have to make all this content's going down, and
Yeah.
it's demoralizing to spend all of this time making a sales product and the funnel for it only to, launch it and get crickets.
Right.
What if it only took you a lunch break to make your funnel? So
Okay.
what we wanted to do, my business partner and I had the like let's pinky swear and make this happen. We were
Okay.
seeing that software is ridiculously expensive. People have
Yes.
to
Coming from the girl who just developed software, it sure is.
yeah, well, it's like $100 a month for a decent like sales process, right?
Yeah.
And that sales process, you still have to go in and edit it. Or let's say you're using ChatGPT, you still have to copy and paste what you want over. You still have to
Right.
design it. Even with templates, you have to change it up a little bit. And so what we did is we created a system where all you have to do is tell us your niche, who you serve, and then AI goes and says, okay, you say you're what's one of the people in your niche?
Let's think about, I'm thinking of Diva of DIY. She just launched a membership where she teaches like projects you make with power tools.
Okay, so Power Tools 101 for women. Okay, let's say I help women create beautiful furniture or DIY decor with Power Tools. Okay, that's all she needs to type in.
Okay.
Power Tools for women for DIY projects. She types that in, and AI knows better than we do what language people who are women who are buying Power Tools have. Because guess what AI is based off of? It's based off of a search engine.
Yes.
Do you think you know your client better, or do you think maybe Google knows what Power Tools women buy? Yes, just a thing is that probably Google knows more than I do. So I want to actually start with what AI says and then tweak it to make it more personal and more mine.
Okay.
So I just type in Pagewell, all you have to do is you open it up and you type in what your niche is and who you serve. And it could be as random as Power Tools for women, and then say, create my product for me. And it will go in and it'll create like, okay, you need a checklist. Here's what your checklist could look like. You need a journal. Here's what your journal would look like. Here's a calendar of projects of different times of the year, what you would do your project on. Here's you name it, AI's made it all. And all you have to do is select the look you want, hit publish, and it doesn't just take the page and write it for you. It designs it for you and then sticks it onto a sales page. It writes the sales page because it knows what the product name was, and it knows who you serve. It wrote the sales page for you. It wrote your delivery page. It wrote your delivery email. It'll go in and make your ads and your emails to promote this thing. And it does it for you, where now all you have to do is change the wording a little bit or say, actually, I changed my mind. I'm no longer a blue girl. I'm a green girl. And you just
Right.
go and change the color
Right.
and it changes it in all the places.
Okay.
And
I
you
call
can
that,
be live in 4 minutes.
so I would call that you need to Rachelize it or Jenniferize it and just kind of, yes. Okay. So let's talk about AI real quick. If there's anybody listening who doesn't fully know what AI is, can you explain what AI is to them? Because I do think that there is a segment of our population, Rachel, who are small business owners who are either A, terrified of AI, or B, they've heard the bad rap. And so they want nothing to do with it. So will you kind of tell them in Rachel's words what AI is for someone who doesn't know?
Okay. This is actually really fascinating. Do you guys mind if I doodle and I'll like explain
Oh,
how
doodle.
it works? Okay. So the World Wide Web has all of this like information in, right? Here's like all, excuse my, there's my, there's my,
It's gorgeous.
my Earth. Okay.
Earth.
So it has all of the world's information in it.
Yep.
But that information came from this person right here. And that information came from this person right here. And that information came from this person right here. And what this means is the lowest common denominator. What we do in ChatGPT, if you have ChatGPT, is you open it and you type in a phrase and it's going to go pull from what it thinks are the top sources on that topic and collect them for you and give them to you. Now, the good thing is we can use that in our benefit, and then we can say, we want this content to be for buyers of power tools. And it's going to know a general person that buys power tools better than like I would know. Because I maybe bought 5 power tools in my life, which may be more than the average. I don't know. But anyways.
And I should say she's not only focusing on power tools, but was the first thing came to my brain. But yes. And
okay, so I buy some power tools, but I wouldn't call myself a power tool expert. So I wouldn't know the audience as well as Google would. So it gives you a starting point. The problem with ChatGPT is it's also the lowest common denominator. So have you seen social media posts where somebody copies and pastes from ChatGPT onto their post and you're like, dude, that ChatGPT wrote that? Like
I have not, but I have used ChatGPT like a while back. We have 2 Airbnbs now, and I needed a post it was for the Super Bowl. And so I used ChatGPT. I'm like, write me a post for the Super Bowl talking about our desert home in Arizona or whatever. So, and like that, it did well enough that I didn't have to Jenniferize it a ton. But we also just used ChatGPT to help our oldest son write a new resume.
Nice.
And so I told him, like, use this just as a launching pad, use it as a starting point. Because I don't want it to appear. And this is what all the high school students are having to do. You're using ChatGPT, but they're having to like tweak it so it's not too perfect. And so it doesn't look quite so sterile like it was actually made by artificial intelligence.
So one of the issues with that is that it's pulling from everyone's content. So I made our ChatGPT based not on everyone's content in the world, but based off of the wins of my 27,000 students.
Okay.
So I had students who gave me rights to comb through their data and find trends and use that data for other students while anonymizing it. So like if they talked about, I'm at a golf course in Cincinnati, I'm going to take off the identifying information. And they gave me 850 of my 27,000 students gave me permission to have their data and play with it. So I took their top wins and my top wins, because I've had over 1 million posts get to 1 million in reach. Or not, okay. I did not have 1 million posts get to 1 million reach.
I was gonna say that's a whole lot of posts.
I've had over 1,000 posts. So I took that data combined with the aggregate best of my students, combined that together, and then said, okay, ChatGPT, do not look at the world, because they're going to make content based off of what all the internet is making content on. So there's sometimes with a checklist, you're going to want, what are everyone searching for and what are everyone like consuming? But if you're making social media posts, you don't want to be like the average everyone, because their average is pretty sucky and they don't reach very many people. So I went to ChatGPT and said, make it just like the best 50 of these posts in this type. So, okay, find the conversation starters, make the best 50 of this conversation starter. Find the ads from this collection and give the best 50. Now your content is different from everyone else's.
Yes.
But it's also based not on, we're not plagiarizing the world. We're plagiarizing a set of data that I own and I control and that I made, basically.
Okay. So the people that are like nervous about AI, there are some obvious like downfalls to using AI just in general in the world. I can think of, I was reading an article the other day about people who, there's a couple of school districts in the United States. I think one's maybe New York and one's Colorado or something, where kids are generating like AI nudes, and which aren't real. I mean, it's a real girl's face with a body that is not hers. And so they're trying to decide, like, is this illegal because it's not really real, but yet it is real, and the trauma is really real. And so there are some downsides to AI. Tell me about like what kind of downfalls do you see in terms of using artificial
I
intelligence?
see a lot of plagiarism happening.
Okay.
So like you have a lot of artists in your community.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
if they create unique art, that can be uploaded into AI, especially if you're not using the paid account. You're giving
Yes.
AI access to that art,
Mhm.
and then they're going to add it to their library. So when somebody says, I want a door hanger that's realistic and made by a Sony XYZ, it
Right.
goes into the meta of the image you uploaded and
Okay.
says, oh, that's a door hanger of a bunny. Okay, now we're going to combine that with 3 other door hangers of a bunny and deliver that as a realistic photo that somebody can now sell a product on Amazon based off of that product. So if you're in a free account on ChatGPT, just know you are the dinner. You are not like your content is being used to build other people's. They say they're not doing that on the pro accounts, but that's where, from us, when we were creating our AI engine, we wanted to make sure it was not built on somebody else's data. It was built on our data and our content. And it's promptless, because AI right now, you have to like talk back and forth to it. And so I don't know if you've tried this. Sometimes you talk back and forth, and you've got to talk back and forth for a good half hour. Think of that resume.
Yes.
It may have been faster for you to go to Canva and say, what's a resume template?
Right. That could have been, because we did have to, like I told him, you
go
can
back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
now
and back
make
and
it
forth. Like, it could have
funnier.
just been a template.
Yes. Now
Worked at
make it
McDonald's last year.
interesting. Cut that in half. Like there are a lot of instructions sometimes that I find myself giving ChatGPT. So, okay. So you are using
AI mixed with automation, because AI
Okay.
by itself is not helpful.
Okay.
AI by itself plagiarizes, but
Okay.
AI based off of fine tuning a complete set, internal set of data, and added to automation, now you have a fast button.
Okay. You told me in our chit-chatting back and forth how fast
Oh yeah.
you can automate like a funnel
Oh yeah. It's
in less time than it takes one of the commercial breaks during the Super Bowl, is what you said.
yes.
I mean, that's insane.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
and for less than the price of a pizza, because I think people charging a ton for software doesn't make any sense, because once you have the software built, it's all it's built.
Yes.
So we're doing it for the price of a pizza.
Okay. So right now, if somebody is not using, let's say, something amazing like your software, start to finish, how long does it normally take them to like produce a funnel? And
so
when
like
we
for
say
me,
funnel,
I'd have to research the topic.
yes.
Then I'd have to make the workbook. Then I
Yep.
have to make the video. Then I have to build the page it's going to be on. I'm going to have to upload it. Then I'm going to like onto the sales page. Then I'm going to make the sales page pretty.
Yep.
Then I have to make a delivery sales page. So like, here's the thing you purchased.
Here's the
then I have to make a
password,
delivery
yes.
email and an SMS to follow up.
Thank
Then I have
you.
to make the ads and everything. Then I have to hook it all up. And frankly, I'm really, really bad at the hooking up. And I always forget one button or 4 buttons or whatever.
Which can make or break a launch, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, you remember my launch that I had my $1 million launch, right? And you knew about this one because we were friends when this happened. My second launch after that, I forgot to turn on the sales page. So I'm in my live webinar. I had already been successful. I already knew to do this.
I'm in for you.
We were not newbies. We were not great.
There's a lot of boxes that have to be checked.
And we still couldn't turn anything on.
And even if someone's listening who hasn't had like a full-blown launch yet, you still, if you're in one of my training classes and you're listening to me, you are working really hard on building your email list. And usually you're doing that by developing freebies. And so you've made something where there has to be a funnel set up, because people have to opt in. They have to put in their name and email. You have to have something that follows up and goes directly to their inbox, that delivers them the content. Like that's a funnel. So that's the kind of thing that Rachel is talking about.
Yeah.
And so how much of that can you automate? How much of that can you automate?
It's $27, and you can have it done in as little as 4 minutes. We tried to make it where somebody can build a product in less button pushes than it would be to call their best friend on the phone.
That is insane. Okay.
No. Okay.
So this is AI helping out with lead generation, essentially.
Yeah.
Are there pieces in that lead generation puzzle of those 50, check boxes we were just talking through that people still need to do without using AI, do you think?
I think AI gets it to 80%.
Okay,
And I
that's great
think
to
you
know.
need to edit it to make it more truly yours and more complete. So what I
Mhm.
mean by that is AI is gonna, if you ask it for a 9-day juice fast, great.
Yes.
AI can write a 9-day juice fast for you, but it
Yes.
might not say, hey, maybe you should be careful about all that sugar.
Right.
Or
Right.
it might say, eat broccoli. You're like, dude, we don't put broccoli in juice. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
may have to go in and tweak it a little bit
Yes.
to make it more perfect for your system.
And
Or
I think in particular, whether you're using this or whether you're using ChatGPT, especially if you're someone who's very forward facing and you're the face of your business. So people get used to the way that you say things. They get used to the way that you present things. And so like I can tell when I get, how you were just asking me, can you tell when somebody wrote a post by AI? And I haven't been able to tell that, but I can tell an email that they either have a service writing for them or AI is generating an email because it just falls a little bit flat. If it's somebody that's like an influencer or who has a personality that I've become to know online. Does that make sense?
we have a hack for that.
Okay,
And
what's the
my
hack?
team has a list of Rachelisms.
Okay.
And they are told to, in every email that AI writes,
Right.
go in
To
and
make
add
sure they add.
2 Rachelisms
Yeah.
above the fold. Add
Yes.
1 call to action below. Add this one of these 5 different PSs and change it up in this way. And then it sounds like me because there's a consistency now because I say things like y'all and
Yes. Yes.
how you doing? And
Yes.
like I
Okay.
have these things that I say over and over again.
So we
Like
had a client
literally. I
let
say that
us
all the time.
know, and my team let me know that in ChatGPT, you can say, now write this in Jennifer Allwood's voice.
Oh, well,
And
the
I
bad
think that is hilarious.
Well, the bad thing of that though is now your people can say, write this in Jennifer Allwood's voice.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And
Weird.
that's kind of
Right. So
weird.
like, it's fine if we say that, but I don't want other people saying it. Like,
I want to be able to control my IP.
Yes.
If I'm saying talk in Rachel Miller's voice, it
Mhm.
needs to be my IP. And yet
Yeah.
people are using Jennifer Allwood's voice without it being you. And that's where the gray area, that's where I
Yeah,
think AI is wrong.
yes,
So
yes. Okay, so what kind of results do you think people can look for when they're creating a system, like using something like what you've got?
So they just go in and on the main page,
Please
do
do.
you want me to share the screen and
Yes,
show them?
please tell
Okay.
them
Oops,
where
it's
they can find
disabled.
you.
Turn on
Yeah.
screen sharing real fast.
Okay, turn on screen sharing. Rachel has no idea that I've never screen shared. I just need to give you permission to do that, don't I?
Yep.
I have never screen shared during a podcast.
Oh, how
Okay,
fun.
so I've got the
Oh,
participants and I
well,
should be
your
able.
people can like watch it on Zoom if they're not, or on like YouTube if they're not, or on your blog, right?
No, you're
If
fine.
they're,
Okay, so I just made you I don't want to change you to the host. What do I have to do to
you
give
can just
you?
make me the host. I mean, I don't think it'll change anything, will
Okay.
it?
Okay, I
Hopefully.
don't think so. So
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. This is
you're
fun.
that's all right. This is real life. You're the co-host. Can you share
I
anything?
can share now. We're good.
Perfect. Look at her go.
Okay. So here it is. And
Okay.
whoops, let's make that really big. Okay, I'm going to go in and build a product, and we're going to build it for a girl making power tools. So it's going to be a power tools guide for women. Let's make it a happy color.
Yep.
And we're going to put a title on it. So again, in my title here, I'm just even going to say what it is. So Power Tools 101 for women.
Yes. Hopefully you guys are all watching this on YouTube right now. If you're not, go find Jennifer Allwood on YouTube. It would be nice if you had subscribed there, but watch this video with Rachel and I because it's worth it just to be able to watch her. Go ahead.
Okay, and so now I asked AI to give me titles for it.
Yep.
And
That's
so
perfect.
it said a handbook, a guide, a
Yep.
workbook. I'm going to call it a workbook
Okay.
and say done.
Looks great.
AI wrote my subtitle for me.
Okay.
So learn how to confidently master step tools. I just want like little ones. So let's just do discover the joy of creating things on your own.
Love
Okay.
that. Mhm.
Now I'm going to go through and grab a cover image.
Okay.
And let's do that one. Hit next. AI came up with the cover image for me and I put my stuff and made it mine. I'm going to make what kind of power tools list right here. I'm just picked a checklist.
Sure.
Mastering power tools. This is like the basics and the safety. So I'm going to call it, instead of mastering, I'm going to call it the basics of safety.
Okay.
So I can edit it any way I want. This is one of those things where like, yeah, it told me something, but it wasn't as much as I wanted it to say.
Yes, sure.
And
Okay.
there we go. I just edited it.
Okay.
And let's change the color. We'll make it orange. Okay. Let's make that a darker color. Let's make that orange over here. So I can go in and change all of it. There's my basics for safety. Okay, I like the basics of safety, but let's actually get a list of power tools that are good for beginners.
Okay.
I'm creating another checklist. It takes a second for Aya to do its thing. Okay, power tools for beginners.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to actually say best power tools for beginners. That way it actually shows me the actual power tools. And it's going to apply the magic of AI. And
best power tools for beginners. Okay.
There we go. And you can see here, essential tools. We need an adjustable wrench, extension cord, tape saw, utility knife, advanced tools, paint sprayer, caulking gun.
Love. Okay.
Jigsaw. I don't know what a jigsaw is or what in the world is an impact driver. That's not in my 5 tools that I own. I do have a miter saw. I did buy one of those.
Okay.
Awesome. So it goes through and now you can go through and say, okay, bench grinder, we're never going to talk about. We're never going to talk about a wire stripper, but I'll replace it with my tools that I think all women should have.
Okay.
You can actually link these on Amazon. So if you wanted to link to the product on Amazon, you could inside your book.
So you can do affiliate links there?
Yes, you can put anything you want there.
That's fabulous. That's really good to know. It's an additional way for people to make money.
AI went kind of bonkers and made everything bold. So once in a while, AI gets the formatting wrong and you just kind of have to undo it. I'm not going to undo all of those for the sake of this, but just know sometimes AI thinks that's a high priority one.
Gotcha.
Okay. So once we have this one, I can keep adding pages. Like I can add a safety guide.
Calendar, the schedule.
Calendars, schedules, checklists. We've been on for maybe 2 minutes on this one so far, and I am talking fast, but half of the waiting is for safety first. Start with the basic. Practice makes perfect. Oh, my word, yes. Bold. Bold.
Awesome.
Bold. I'm changing up the color so it looks all pretty because I care about that. Bold. And let's do that green. Okay. Once I'm done, I hit publish.
Okay.
There's my ebook.
Okay. Love.
Hit
amazing.
Done.
Easy.
Oh my word. We're not even halfway there. Like you could download, you can use this anywhere. So you can actually sell this right now on Amazon. If you wanted to sell your power tool guide right now, you could sell it or go on here and make your sales page.
Okay.
There's one sales page version. There's another sales page version. Don't like that version?
So easy.
There it is. Here's your empower yourself with the knowledge and skills to tackle any DIY project with these tools.
That's amazing.
Discover the joy and power, build your confidence, and with every product, master power tools with confidence, step by step. This is for you if you are eager to break down societal barriers and prove that women are just as powerful at mastering tools as men. I don't want to put an about me. I could upload my picture. I'm going to hide that. There it is. And I could add another section. So let's say I'm like, ooh, I want to switch this up. I want to put another section here. I can go on in here and say, I want to add another hero image.
Oh, I love the
mini guarantee or whatever. I can add another section if I want to, but instead I'm just going to hide it, make it a shorter sales page. Looks good. Next, there's my delivery page.
Okay.
I can say, yeah, I like it. There's the product ready to promote. That doesn't look like tools. Let's see about this one. That's better.
Okay.
I can promote that one, publish it. There's my email that would send. There's my product.
Okay.
I'm going to copy that and go up here and post it into a new page. And there's my sales page.
Perfect. That was easy.
I'm signing up for it. I'm going to open my email. So now here's the delivery page. It's already hooked up. I'm going to open up my email. And
thank you for showing us this in real time. This is amazing.
There's my Power Tools for Women workbook. There's the PDF.
Okay. That was fascinating. That was easy.
Oh, yeah. And let's say you have a list and you're using MailChimp as your email provider.
Okay.
I could, in one button click, connect my MailChimp. So all my leads that I collect are dropped right into my MailChimp and I don't have to do a single thing to get them there.
Okay. And so if someone is interested, Rachel, in signing up for PageWheel, do they go to the App Store? Where do they go?
It's pagewheel.com and use the code Allwood and they can get a month for free.
Oh my gosh, I did not even know that. That is a fabulous gift for people. Thank you for that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to stop the screen share at the
Oh,
moment. Might
I'll
have
stop
to
the
do it
screen
here.
share. There we go. Here we go. Stop
That is
share.
amazing. Congratulations, my friend. Okay, how long did it take you guys to build that?
2 years.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
I knew
probably
that
more
you
like
were
two and a
working on
half.
something.
And it cost almost 600,000. So we didn't have any investors. Almost every other software company has investors.
They
And I
do.
had so many people telling me that women can't do this. You have no clue how many people told me women can't build a software company. I was like,
I'm
well,
so
hold
happy for
my
you.
beer, hold my tea or whatever. I don't drink, but like,
I was just saying, I know you don't drink.
I don't drink, but like, you gotta hold my
Gender.
tea because this is you don't tell Rachel she can't.
Oh
build a
my
software.
gosh, that is amazing. Okay, so people can go to pagewheel.com
Mhm.
and they can use the code Allwood. She's just given you a month free. So that is awesome. Rachel, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to ask you some rapid fire questions that I've been
Do it.
asking people at the end that you don't have any idea that's coming. Okay.
Ooh.
And it's just for them to get to know Rachel Miller better. So what could you spend hours doing? I already know some of these answers.
Oh, I could talk
Let's
to
make it
people all day.
non-business related.
Could I do hours?
Oh, I know.
Hanging out with, I could hang out in the woods. I could go walking in the woods for hours. Like I would like
Perfect.
go kayaking for hours. I would just be, if I had my choice, I would not be living in the middle of suburban Texas. I would be living in the mountains with my hubby and playing a dulcimer and watching
4
my
of your 6 kids. Got it. What's the weirdest thing you own? I know.
The weirdest thing, Clifford. No one owns Clifford. Clifford is a 12-passenger red van.
Oh my gosh,
Drives
I
all my
remember
children around, and it's hideous. It's the worst. There are no fun vehicles when you have the size of family we have. There is no fun, sexy mom van.
Right.
Like I daydream about your lovely minivans. How cute.
Yes.
Oh no one has a Clifford. And I
Clifford.
have seen a red one that's a 12-passenger in my local area, and we always
Yes.
like honk our horn and wave because
And
it's like,
oh, that's hilarious.
and we have a town of 2.9 million people. So for us to see this is like once every 6 months, we might see
How
the other.
traumatized are your children about Clifford?
One of them has asked me to drop him off away from school.
I figured as much. Okay, what book is currently on your nightstand?
Actually, it's one by J.I. Packer, Knowing God.
Okay, awesome.
It's
Don't
a theology book.
Don't know him or that book. What's one thing you can't live without?
Coffee. Oh my word, I can't live without coffee. Girl, I drink like 17 cups a day. Not 17, that would die. I would die.
And
but
what is insane is like she doesn't even need the coffee, folks. I mean,
I think the coffee actually calms me down. I know that's kind of weird, but
no, I know we have a kiddo that was recently diagnosed with ADHD. Well, in the last like year and a half. And sometimes they suggest coffee to a child with ADHD, which I know sounds counterintuitive, but it actually has the ability to calm her down.
I know I have to have if I don't have coffee, I get really fast.
All right, last one. What's one thing you are surprisingly good at?
I can manipulate people.
Oh, that is a surprise.
I know.
I feel devious.
Okay, it's actually really devious. You know how there's a stranger and you want them to like you?
Yeah.
I can, if I want to, I can make them like me, and I can make them it's kind of a creepy thing. I learned it when I was in college and I was trying to fit in with popular people. I was like, what do they do? And I learned mirroring, and I now know that as NLP. But I can use NLP, and sometimes people will think, oh, she's a great friend of mine when I'm not that good of friends with them, or they'll think she doesn't like it's just, or why is she cold? It's just, anyways, it's gotten me into trouble when I've manipulated people before. So it's not a great skill, but at the same time,
but also it has come in handy.
It has come in handy.
That is an honest, amazing answer. I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much for being here. And just as a reminder, you guys can go to pagebuild.com and use the coupon Allwood if you want, but go find Rachel on social. Facebook is still your favorite, right?
Facebook is still my favorite. It's
Where
easy.
do you want them to follow you at though?
Oh, wherever they want to follow me. I don't care.
Okay. On your Rachel Miller page?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel Miller, or they'll find me where they're meant to find me. Page Wheel's what I'm obsessed with, but I have millions of followers in all the places. So
I know you do.
Yeah. But girl, I just love seeing your face again. So thank you for being awesome and amazing.
Yes, I love seeing yours as well. It's been a weird 4 years where we just haven't seen a lot of the same people that we were really used to seeing. And but it's good to see your face. And I am delighted for your success. Delighted.
It's been crazy.
You're literally one of the smartest people I know.
Oh, thank you. I've had so much fun. And I've had fun looking back at our friendship, because it's been fun seeing it blossom over the years.
It has. It has. Bless you, my friend. Thanks for being here.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.